Today we're going to be taking a look at the Patek Philippe Aquanaut. Okay, not quite, but this is a watch that is often compared to the Aquanaut, and I guess if you're looking for an affordable alternative, might be an option for you. The watch is the Mido TV Big Date, and I think it stands on its own even without that comparison. Big thanks to Gem Bijou for lending in the watch. They're an authorized dealer for Mido and many other brands. If you're shopping watches, definitely check them out. So let's get to it and take a look at the watch. So these watches came out a while back and are available in a few colors on either the steel bracelet or the rubber that I have today. Mido kind of goes under the radar a lot, but these are a watch that should be getting more attention, I think. There's a lot of great little details going on with this, and having a proper big date isn't very common in watches at this price point. The dial has a textured finish with those horizontal lines. This blue version is one of those dials that can appear almost black depending on how the light hits it. Up top, just below the date, is Mido and automatic printed, and we'll circle back to the date here in a minute. Down on the bottom area of the dial is printed multi-fort, so they're keeping the dial clean and not too cluttered with too much text. The hour markers have an interesting look with how they're sunken slightly into the dial, and I like how they have the minute track printed on the sloped rehaut. The loom is actually pretty good. Not always the case with some of these Swatch Group brands, but it's not bad at all here. The case is really well finished with that flat brushed bezel that's really the main culprit for the Patek comparison. I'm not quite sure if I like it or not, but because the date is there and there's no room for a 12 o'clock marker, they put a marker on the bezel. I'd probably do without it, but it's not a major eyesore or anything. Other than the polished edge of the bezel, the rest of the watch is completely brushed, and then visible through the display case back is the caliber 80 Big Date, which is an ETA-based movement with a power reserve of approximately 80 hours. Just unscrew the crown here. Winding action feels nice in hand, and one of my favorite things with this watch is setting that date. Just love how that rolls over. I'm going to actually get in a little closer here for a second so you can see that. Yeah, how awesome is that? I don't know about you guys, but this is just too fun. Overall operation of the crown is smooth from winding action to unscrewing and screwing it back in. So can't speak to the bracelet, but this rubber strap is comfortable and looks good on the watch. It's a good quality feeling rubber. We have signed hardware there, signed with Mido, and also quick release spring bars. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 39.9 millimeters. The lug to lug is 46.7 millimeters. Lug opening is 22 millimeters, and the thickness is 11.9 millimeters. The crystal is an AR treated sapphire, and the water resistance is 100 meters. And here is the Mido TV Big Date on my 7.25 inch wrist, and this is a super solid feeling watch. Always nice to have something with a bit of a different case shape like this to mix things up with too. Mido for me is one of the better bang for buck Swiss made watches in its price range. These come in at 1200 USD on rubber, 1450 here in Canadian dollars. And maybe the style isn't for everyone, but other than that, it's a really nice release from Mido. Very well put together watch, and I've really enjoyed it. Big thanks for taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.